Why has the opposition party not been able to manage the different groups in such a way that they benefit from the dissent? Is it because they lack inspirational leadership? That's where my mind is. And my mind got here because I heard the musings coming from a political party where men who were defeated sought to lick the wounds they had by trash-talking the woman who had beaten them at their own game. And I even heard that such about a comment that if the woman can't stand the comments, she must go to the kitchen. Are you serious? In 2021, with all the issues we are facing here as Jamaicans, this is the most inspiring things leaders who vie for the pinnacle of political leadership can spew? If that which was said was true, regardless of the context, it is fair to conclude that the party those leaders represent are suffering from a dearth, a scarcity of inspirational leadership. Those comments cannot be how they intend to inspire an exhausted electorate, one which has grown and shown that they are weary of the kias, an electorate that has also told you it does not take kindly to degrading comments about women and their educational levels or their nature or level of achievement. You cannot use old bath water to get clean. You need clean water, so there is no point in using the same antiquated methods to try and fire up your supporters. Those who may support you are looking on, and those methods no longer work. You smell dirty. It may be wise to read the room and observe that those present are not interested in the past achievements, nor do they jump for you when you degrade your opponent. In fact, your words ought to bring strength to the feeble and wisdom to the mentally weak. And if your words are incapable of doing that, then you're incapable of leading. That's what I think. All this talk of returning to the seat of power is annoying, to use a colleague's word. There is no point in having power if you have no plan. Win people over by sharing your plans for greater success. Not a pie-in-the-sky dream. Not a three-card man plan. Plans that people can buy into because they see how you can achieve them and trust you to do it. And if you know that your group structure for electing your own leaders is a corrupt system and you have done nothing to handle it, how can you expect reasonably an electorate to trust you in ridding the country of corrupt practices? To my mind, you have to clean up your place so that others can see that you're doing well there before they accept that you're capable of doing it elsewhere. And I've heard the reality that many persons have said ego is important to a politician. I disagree. Ego has no place in service. So if you feel you're entitled to lead because of your lineage or your past acts of contribution or who you're connected with, you must remind yourself that ego in reality has no currency in politics. You are as good as your last act. Even in opposition, you ought to place the people you serve above your ego. It is how you serve them when you're at your weakest that they'll be inspired to elevate you. You can't alienate them when you're weak. How does that work? How do you inspire them to see the best in you when you can't even demonstrate the quality that you have in yourself by talking good about yourself, good about your leaders, and giving us that tangible evidence that you are capable of inspiring people to be better than they are? If you can't do that yourself. To my mind, it's always better, Abka, to be accused of being too respectful than rude and arrogant. Always better. We need to remember that some actions will never be forgiven if you apologize. And we have a habit of going on stage, saying the most demeaning things about our opponent, and then forgetting that there is a memory of the media and the social media platforms. And then you say you're sorry. But the sorry has no currency because you've already done the damage. And memories, unfortunately, when it comes to politics, does not fade. The stage of politics is an unforgiving one. It will always remind you of your missteps. So if you're already tarnished by a previous insensitive comment, even before you start your journey, it may best be wise to reconsider your journey. And I'm particularly perturbed that on a platform where you have an opportunity to inspire others, you sought to decry your opponent in situations where you don't have much to elevate amongst yourselves, given that you're giving so much dirty laundry to the public. So to my mind, anyone seeking to lead the People's National Party out of the doldrums that they currently are in must be willing to recognize those tenets. Otherwise, the only person you're going to convince you're capable of leading is your shadow, if you can find it. That's my take on the foolish, insensitive, derogatory comments echoed by who we would have thought should be inspirational and not just aspiring leaders of the opposition party. That's my view. That's what's on my mind.